Mesechta Menochos Daf Yud Ches Amud Aleph. We're starting from 12 lines from the top of Yud Zayin Amud Beis. We spoke about a machshavas of pigul, which is on something which is nish the derech. L'mashal, he had a machshavas pigul to eat something which is not the derech, to eat the koimetz after the zman, or he had a machshavas pigul to burn the shirayim, which is made for achila, to burn it, but after the zman. Rabbi Lezer said it's possible. Why? Because it says we may achel yei achel. That tells us two terms, even something that's not the derech achila or derech aktorah. Says the Gemara, if we're learning it out from a pasuk, that means it's minatera, this machshavas pigul. So such a case, even when it's not kedarka, it's not the derech, that the machshavas pigul he didn't in the form was nish the derech. Nevertheless, he should be chayv karis. And we know that Avasi himself said that in the name of Rabbi Yechonah, Rabbi Lezer holds he's not chayv karis. So the Gemara answered, Tanoi.
Was the right way.
Right. So, but you said you're learning not the right way from a pasuk in the Torah. So it's a ism in the Torah. It should be chayv karis. So the Gemara said, Tanoi halib Rabbi Lezer. One says it's a psula daraisa, and since it's a psula daraisa, it's pigul and chayv karis. And we can learn the Yom psula darabanan. The Tanya, 12 lines on the top. Keep count. And the Tanya is the last word. It should say the Tanya at the end of the line.
All right, the Tanya.
Yeah, it's not at the end of the line?
Tanya.
Okay, so the Tanya, now we're going to prove that it's a machloik, there are two shittas in Rabbi Lezer. The Tanya that we learned in Rabbi Lezer, this is nishke normal azach. He's shechting a carbon, and what are you supposed to do with the blood to spray it? And he's saying, I'm going to drink it after the time.
He knows he can't drink
No, the dam.
You can't drink the dam from a chaya,
from a behemoth, if it's not dam nefesh, but that's not the Indian is the derech says. It's the derech to spritz and right. Okay, so he says nish the derech. Or the lahaktim ipsar lemacher, or to burn the basar that you're supposed to eat, you're going to burn it on the mizbech, which is also not the derech. To eat from the murim, what's supposed to be burnt on the mizbeach, you're going to eat it. Kosher, so we said in all these cases, nishke machshavas pigul, and he's not going to be chayv kares. It's nish the machshavas pigul, meaning that the machshava, since it was on a hachila shalei kedak, it's meaning it's the machshavas pigul didn't possibly come either. Rabbi Lezer paisel. Rabbi Lezer says it's possible. Okay, now lanichoy. There's a new concept in machshavas pigul, and not everybody holds of it. But he says, I have a machshava, not to eat or to burn, to leave the blood there. That's it. And once the blood is after shkia of that day, it's too late. Right. It says, I think he brought it down here, 12. He didn't have mind to drink from it, not to spray it. So if he had a mind just to leave it, then once shkia comes, that's it. It's possible. So Rabbi Yehuda Pislas HaKavan, Rabbi Yehuda says the carbon is possible. Okay? If he left in the dam, b'yoyim hashchita, but if he, meaning after the shkia, that's possible. It's possible. And he says it's pigul. Rabbi Lezer said, no, it's not. We don't. It's opposite.
It's not pigul, so it's spicy.
No, he says opposite. Rabbi Lezer pays mashrinim. He came to add it's nicht nor ein shita. There's a machlekes here, just like by the machlekes of achila shalei kedarka. There's a machlekes if it's pigul or not. So he says the mashava of hiniach wasn't even the blood to leave over the blood till after this man is the same machlekes that the. What do you mean if you eat the meat? Meaning mitzad machshavas pigul. It's not a machshava pigul. Okay, Rabbi Yehuda. So Rabbi Yehuda halib leman. Rabbi Yehuda, according to whom did he said his eirah of machshava, of leaving the blood after the day of the shechita, after the shkia, who does it?
Say that if he had this in mind, so
It's not pigul.
So then he can go and spritz the blood.
He could spritz the blood, sure. He could spritz the blood. Says the Gemara, according to Rabbi Yehuda, who said that it's pasul, it became pasul. So who did he say it according to? If he said it according to the Chachamim, how could it be? The Chachamim, he makes a kavchen. In the Reisha, where he had a chilash, he had in mind a chilash shalei kedarka, or aktorah shalei kedarka. The Chamichash, Bilshein Achila, he had the Machshavas Pigul by to drink the blood the next day. And what did the Chacham say? Machshiri Chachamim, Machshiri Rabbanon. The Rabbanon were Machshiri the Chacham. They said it's no problem because it's Achila Shalei Kedarka finished. Hacha here in the Sefer like Kol Shekain. For sure, when he said he's leaving it over. When he's leaving it over, that's he says that it's included in Achila Shalei Kedarka, because if you're going to spray, obviously you're leaving it over to eat it, because if he was going to do a Kedarka, he would have sprayed it and there wouldn't be Achila Shalei Kedarka. Obviously he's niach. He's leaving it. It's included in Achila Shalei Kedarka. In Lamashal blood, it's supposed to be sprayed the next day. He says, I'm going to eat the blood next day, right? So if he's going to eat the blood after this man, obviously you're talking about he's leaving the blood. If he says he's going to eat it after this man, because if he's not leaving it, he's going to spray it. Where's the Achila Shalei Kedarka? So it's included. So ma the Achila Shalei.
He says I'm going to eat the blood. It doesn't say when.
It's Achila. He says I'm going to eat the blood, and then he sprays the blood. No, that's he didn't have. No, so there's no. That's not Hashav's Pigul. Pigul is only lachazman. If he doesn't say the word lachazman specific in any way, so it's not Pigul.
So this machshav doesn't mean anything.
It's nothing. Oh, here
No, if he says
no, that means nothing. I'm not going to do anything. I'm leaving. Oh, so that's Machshavas Pigul, because that's included in Achila Shalei Kedarka. He says I'm leaving it after this man. He says beferish I'm leaving it after this man. So which is included.
If he says I'm leaving it, it means it's after
right. So when he says that, that's included in Achila Shalei Kedarka, because if it was Kedarka, he would have sprayed it. It wouldn't be there. Okay, says the Gemara Ella Alib Rabbi Lezer. So he cannot follow according to Chachamim, because it would have been kosher. Chachamim say Achila Shalei Kedarka is kosher, so he needs a dummy which is included for sure should be kosher. Ella Alib Rabbi Lezer. Rather, it's going according to Rabbi Lezer. Ve'Omer Rabbi Lezer, and Rabbi Lezer said, Av Pazu, even in the case of Machshavas Lahaniach Nidamai, to leave of the blood, of mixes of the blood, Rabbi Lezer Pesach Chacham Machshirim. So according to this, in fact, Rabbi Lezer. Hainu Rabbi Yehuda. Look at the Seder of the Baraisa. The Seder of the Baraisa said, if somebody had a machshava, lahaniach midame lachazman, right? Rabbi Yehuda said it's possible. Came Rabbi Lezer and he says, I'm married. Af Bazul is found in machlokes between Rabbi Lezer and Chachamim. But you're saying, Rabbi Yehuda, this meaning Rabbi Lezer is saying, why is it possible? Because he says like Rabbi Eliezer. But Rabbi Yehuda is saying the same thing like Rabbi Lezer. So what is Rabbi Eliezer coming to add? Apazu, Rabbi Lezer holds it's possible. It's the same thing as the Rabbi Yehuda. Says the Elalav, only this is they're not. The machlekes will be if he's chayiv karis or not. The Rabbi Yehuda said in the case of the Sefer where you had machshav l'hanich midamei l'machar. That's psul b'yalma. It's only a psul d'Rabbanan, and there's no kares. But in the first cases where you had in mind achila shalei kedaka or aktara shalei kedaka lachazman, kares nami mechayiv that he's going to also be chayiv. That's what Rabbi Yehuda said. In the Reish, he's going to be chayiv kares. Is he coming to us, Rabbi Lezer? And he added. Rabbi Lezer came and he says, the Rabbi Lezer even in the case of the Reisha, where he had a machshava of achila shalei kedak lachazman, or aktara shalei kedak lachazman, pasul ve'ein boy kares. So that's what it's going to be the machlekes. So they argue what Rebbe Lezer holds in the Reisha.
Yeah,
if it's achila both, even in the Reisha, he's not going to even have kares. And according to Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Lezer will hold the is that's the raya that there's a machlekes, two shittas in Rabbi Lezer, whether if it's a psul da'araisa and you chayv kares or not, or it's only a psul da'abar and you're not going to be chayv kares. It's like the Gemara likes hasnish kenaya. Kuliyama kares like everybody holds. There's no kares, even Rabbi Yehuda. What did Rabbi Lezer add on Rabbi Yehuda? So he says, there's a three-way machlekes here. Tanakama, the Tanakama that brought the machlekes between Rabbi Lezer and the Chacham by Machshav Lechel Macha, meaning Shalei Kedaka, some Achil Shalei Kedaka, Aktar Shalei Kedaka Lachazman, Sava B'Hanach Pliga. He says only there Rabbi Lezer and Chacham are arguing if there's pigul or not. But if he had a machshava just to leave the blood after this man, kosher. That's the first day. That's the Tanakama. Rabbi Yehuda, a second day of what do we hold by machshavas laniach damei? Rabbi Yehuda says shebahanach pliga. He says here they're arguing that only in the case where it's achila shalei kedak lachazman or aktara shalei kedak lachazman, Rabbi Lezer will hold his chayiv, machshavas pigul, and Chacham hold not. But if he had a machshava to leave from the blood for lachazman, ledivri akol pasul. He says everybody will hold laniach dam is pasul because the Tanakama says we don't say the gzeira. We'll soon see which gzeira, and the Rabbi Yehuda says we do say the gzeira. Let's see. My time. What's the reason of Rabbi Yehuda? If he left over, it says laniach mi domai. To leave over of the blood, a little bit of the blood, lachazman.
Supposed to spray.
Yeah, he's supposed to spray, and he says he's going to leave some of the blood. So the chayda, there's more blood to use for the spray, but he says it's still going to be asim mitzad pigul. Why? Gzeira, miktzas dami, atakol dami. If he's going to leave part of the dam, and you're going to say he wasn't over on Mashavas pigul, we have to worry that he's going to leave all the dam. He has a mind to leave all the dam lachazman, and over there it's cold dam, it's psula daraisa. By kol dam, it's a psul daraisa. The Tanya that we learned in the Brayso, Amalam Rabbi Yehuda, Yatam Meidon Leishim Hinichi Lemachal Shakam Pasal. Aren't you made if now we're not talking about a machshava. If he actually left over the blood till the next day, everybody says it's possible daraisa. There's no question. So in Chishev Lanich Lemacha, Nami Pasal. The same we say if it's considered as nicer, if you actually leave it. So if he has a machshava, some nice for sure it's going to be pigul. So therefore he was going to mix mi dame, mix his dame because of kol dame. The Tanakama who says that everybody will hold kasha, he says no, nobody makes a mistake between mixes dame and kol dame. Okay, we also Rabbi Lezer.
So about a machshava, in other words, he's saying if
here we're talking about by something that's mutter if you're goizer because of something that's asa. Because of kol dame. Where mixes dami, there's no isur, but so that's why the Tanakama says everybody holds its kosher. You should be geyser because of kol dami. The next time he'll have a machshava. What if he? No. Of course, he's saying if he physically left it over, then it's a din of neisa and it's possible. So therefore, if he has a machshava by neisa, if it's neisa and that neisa. Machshavas Neis has the same din. That's what he wants to tell you. Here he was hiniach midame, not the whole blood, of the blood, some of the blood, and which is not really us. That's why the Tanakama says everybody holds its kosher. But Rabbi Yehuda says you have to be geyser. If you're going to say it's not pigul by mixas damei, we have to worry that by kol damei he'll think, oh, it's not machshavas pigul. And if I have machshava to leave off all the dam, it's also not machshavas pigul. That's why he was geyser even by mixes dam in shahava didn't have machshavas pigul. But the Tanakam says we're not geyser. A person doesn't make such a mistake. Okay, the third day of Asher Rabbi Lezer. So far we had Tanakam says everybody holds kosher by machshavas hiniach. The Rabbi Yehuda says everybody holds its puzzle by machshavas hiniach. Now comes Rabbi Lezer, third shita. Rabbi Lezer. Rabbi Elazar, that even in this case of Mashavas, Damei is a machlekes between Rabbi Elazar and Chacham. Rabbi Elazar holds it's pigul, and the Chacham says it's not.
Why can't they just change their names? And one is Elazar, one is Eliezer.
It is. That's how it is. Elazar said that Rabbi Elazar and the Chacham are arguing. It is. Rabbi. Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Eliezer. It's a little different. One is loser and one is Eliezer. One in the nickname is called loser and the other one is called laser. Okay, you're going in. Fragt mich, one of us over Rabbi Yehuda hat nicht mit Dame lemachal lebri hakel pasel. Does Rabbi Yehuda really hold that if he had a machshavas lanich mit Dame, everybody holds it's possible? Well, Tanya, we learned in the Brayso. I'm a Rabbi. Rabbi said, "Kishalach lematzis midaisai." When I came to clean out my measuring cup, meaning he wanted, or to buy a seicha, when somebody wants to buy something, he wants to squeeze out whatever he could from it. So he came. So over here he means he went to clear out all his svekis, all his shilas that he had. He came to who? Eitzel Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua. Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua was considered as a great sage. So he wanted to find out all his shilas by Rabbi Yehuda wanted to find out all his shilas by Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua. Others say no. Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua means everybody was saying he was smarter. He wanted to see what more chachma that he had. Does he have than him? He wants to learn all the other knowledge that he's missing. Matzasi higadita. Matzasi Yesa Abavli Yesh Lefanav. Yesa Abavli was sitting in front of Rabbi Elazar ben Shmuel. V'hayad Yosef Chaviv Loi b'Yesa. Rabbi Elazar ben Shmuel loved him. He was great. He was conversing, and he loved him ad lachas till so much. Amalei. So Yesa Abavli said to Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi, I have a shayla.
Whatever you say, we're good.
So here he wasn't sure. Rabbi if somebody had a machshavas pigul of lahaniach domif to the night after the day, so what's the din? Amalei, Rabbi Elazar said, kosher, it's kosher. So he wasn't happy with the answer. Arvis by night, Amalei. He asked him again the shaila. The first time he asked him by Ma'ariv, Amalei kosher. Then he asked him again shachris, Amalei kosher. He asked him at tzarayim in the early evening. I'm like kosher. He's still not getting. He's getting the same answer. He's not happy. V'mincha, he comes to Mishnah. Amalei kosher elashem elazar paisel. Oh, when he heard that, elazar tzavei para shal Yesa Abavli. Yeah, it's a lichting giver. Whoa, I'm so happy. Amalei. So Rabbi Elazar looks at Yesa. Yesa give him the manish like kivanenu shmoiseinu adata. I see that till now. My words were unacceptable to you. Whatever I said to you. Only now I see your face is shining. I'm like, no. Yes, Habali say, hey, whatever you say is exactly like your words. Ella, Rabbi Yehuda Pasul Shonali. I learned that everybody holds that Rabbi Yehuda says it's Pasul. But I couldn't find anybody saying like me, like that I heard from Rabbi Yehuda that it says everybody says it's Pasul. So I went looking for the students of Rabbi Yehuda, and I asked them, you're a chava, a good Talmud Chacham and Talmud of Rabbi Yehuda. Did you hear? Did he say Pasul Akasha? I couldn't find anybody to say that he said it's Pasul. Now Rabbi Elazar, you Pasul, you said Pasul. You returned my lost object, because I couldn't find anybody that I heard from them. You're the same person. When he heard that, when Rabbi Elazar ben Shmuel heard what he said, that he got his Aveda back, he started to cry, and he says, praise the Talmidei Chachamim, that the words of the Torah are so beloved by them that he said at the Zegizok the Pasik, how I love your Torah. The whole day, that's my conversation, the Torah. And Rabbi Elazar added, why Taka? Why was Yosef so interested when he heard Rabbi Yehuda? Why would Rabbi Yehuda be so interested in hearing the Din Upsul? Because he was the son of Rabbi Eloi. Rabbi Eloi, Talmid of Rabbi Elazar. And Rabbi Eloi was the Talmud of Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua, means from Shammai. Lefikach Shana Eloi, that's why Rabbi Yehuda, Shana Elcha, Mishnas Rabbi Elazar. That's why Rabbi Yehuda said over the teaching of Rabbi Elazar. Sagt die Gemara, he's how could I talk the Yaakov apostle last night? If you say Rabbi Yehuda, we said Rabbi Yehuda's shita was if he had a machshavas pigul on hinuach, meaning leaving the blood after this man, everybody holds it's possible. In fact, the Gemara how did he return a lost object? He didn't help him. He said there's a machlekes. It's kosher, and Rabbi Elazar says it's possible. But Rabbi Yehuda's words were not. He didn't hear Rabbi Yehuda's words. Rabbi Yehuda's words were everybody says it's possible. Faket, he destroyed his aveda. He still didn't get it back. So the Gemara alabai kosher, but Rabbi Elazar paisel asniya. Rabbi Yehuda taught Yosef Ababli that the carbon is kosher lahalacha like the das chachamim, and the Rabbi Elazar says it's possible. In fact, the Gemara hachi mai. So why did Rabbi Elazar ben Shmuel have to tell him how mipnei? Because Rabbi Yehuda was the son of Rabbi Eloi, and Rabbi Eloi learned by Rabbi Elazar ben Shmuel. That's why Rabbi Yehuda learned this Torah because the chavivusa, not because the halacha is like that. Listen, I'm not me plukta kamasnina. Listen, meaning Rabbi Elazar ben Shmuel also learned that this same machlekes of Rabbi Elazar and the Chachamim. So Rabbi Yehuda learned. When he taught his Talmud b'diuk, like we're learning it, he didn't teach him anything new. I mean, really, Rabbi Yehuda taught Yosef Babli that the carbon is possible l'divrei Yaakov, and Rabbi Elazar Shamuel, who is the one that said that it was a machlekes. And what did Yosef Babli want to lead the avedasi? The hadalemiha that because he couldn't find somebody that even says puzzle. Because what was he answering the whole time when he asked Rabbi Elazar ben Shmuel? He kept on saying kosher, shachris kosher, mincha kosher, tzarayim kosher, until he got to that there was somebody that says puzzle. Once he heard there's a day that's puzzle, now it makes sense. Yeah. Rabbi Elazar has a kapanim v'sayidish. He has no shum. Paslus ba'ilam, meaning that there is a day at least that passes the come. That made him happy. So in the Mishnah,
Why is he happy about that?
because he said everybody holds puzzle, and he kept on saying kosher, 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 as if there's no opinion of puzzle. He finally found that sliver guy who says puzzle. Anyway, in the Mishnah, before we say the Mishnah, I just want to tell you there's yitzika. How does it work? You first take a keli, you put in oil. That's the first oil you put in. Then you put the flour. You don't mix it yet. Then you put the oil a second time. Then you start mixing it. And then after you mixed it, then you put oil on top. Again, that's called yitzika.
Third oil?
A third oil. By minchas chavitin.
All the same oil. It's the same as Shem's eyes.
Yeah, but it's 3 times of oil. The last pouring of the oil is called yitzika.
That's a better mixture.
That's the like the cherry on the top, the last
And
oil.
you mix that oil also? Or you
No,
just leave it?
just leave it.
You don't mix it.
Yeah, you don't mix that
You
last
have
one.
oil from the bottom, oil
Well,
from
on
the
top,
and
you
then
mix
you have-
it.
and
It's
then
called
you have-
belila. That's the second stage.
and
Then they put the oil. By minchas chavitin, you do again oil in the pot. You put in the flour, oil again. You mix it. You put it in the oven. You wait till it becomes hard. Take it out, and then the yitzika is on the hard challah. Okay, so let's start.
They said to put eggs on top, I get the challah nice.
Instead, so we put oil. Oil is, if you want to see your muscles, you put some oil. Okay, so lo yotzak. Let's say he didn't do that last sprinkle of oil.
The third one.
The third one. Oh, let's do it that way. So, loy bola, or he didn't do the second. He skipped the second stage of mixing the oil. The loy pasas. There's a thing by minchas chavitin if it's baked, or minchas machvas. You have to crumble it and then make a kmitza. He didn't crumble it. Loy malach, he didn't salt it. Loy heinif, he's supposed to shake the mincha. Loy higish, he's supposed to bring it to the southwestern corner of the mincha, next to the corner. Oish shepsasam pitmerubes, or when he broke it into big zlaba pieces. That's no good. Loy mishachan, or he didn't
So what size are you
smear
supposed to break it in?
the mincha b'shamen.
What's how to break it? Just
You have to break it into small pieces. He left big pieces. V'loy mashchan, or he didn't by the baked. Remember I said about mincha chavit, if it's hard, you smear the oil on the top, make a shiny top. Says the Yimana Ksheder, even if he missed one of these things, it's kosher.
They all had recipe books that Kaihanim.
Yeah,
They know everything.
special. In fact, you want my lo yatzak. What does it mean? He didn't put the third one. Ilema lo yatzak klol, that he didn't put at all the shem in the third. He didn't do anything of the third stage. Says Yimana Yikubakas above. So Rashi says either because the pasuk mentions Yitzika twice. So if it mentions Yitzika twice, then it's ma'akiv the mincha. It's not kosher until you do a Yitzika, or because there's a lashon he, an extra word he, mincha he, to exclude that if you're not going to have a Yitzika, it's not going to be kosher. So you can't say
even though they had the two first.
yeah. So you can't tell me that it's kosher without a Yitzika, without the third one. You need the oil. So if you want to, only the pshat is lo yotza kohen lazah. It means that the kohen didn't put the third oil. It was a zara. Yisrael did it. In fact, you want to yachi. So then, if that's how we're going in the pshat, when it says loy bolal, the second stage, it says you have to mix it. So let's learn loy bolal nam the same way. Loy bolal kohen. The kohen didn't do the mix. Shelazar, the Yisrael did it. It says zakti yimada ha loy bolal klal. It's mashma, but if he wouldn't have done a belila at all, so it would be possible. In fact, how could you say that? Well, we're going to show you if he didn't do a belila, it's kosher. But now we learned from the Mishnah. It says if he had shishim esonim of soilis, nivlolin in a lug shaman. If you have 60 esonim with one leg, it's a good mixture. Shishim echad ein nivlolin. But if 61 esonim, it doesn't. It's the mixture won't be right. It's not a good. Yeah, okay. Avinaba said
It's too loose.
it's too loose. You're going to be missing. It's not wet enough to make it a good mixture. Avinaba the Gemara looks into it. Einam nevlalin my havi. Who cares? Even if it's not mixed at all, it's still good. But now we learned in the Mishnah. Like balal ksheira. If he didn't mix, it's kosher.
As long as you have all the oil there.
No. It says you don't have to do belila. So who cares if there's enough oil or not? So if I'm
The
gonna,
oil is there, it's just that it's not mixed.
huh?
The oil is there, but it's not
Yeah,
mixed.
but even if it's just a lug shaman and 61 asoinim, so it's not a good mixture. Who cares about the mixture? You don't have to mix it.
But there was supposed to be oil there. That's
Yeah. So says the Gemara, it's still no good. Then it's kibila dama. Then the bila is not going to be ma'akif. If you have enough, that means if you have 60 asoinim with a lug, it's a royal bila. It's good. It's going to be a good mixture. So even if you didn't do the mixture, it's as if you did the mixture. But if you put in 61 asoinim and it's not going to be a good mixture, then bila ma'akevesbay. It's not considered. It's not going to be automatically considered kinivlal because it's not shaykh. Even if you physically do it, it's not going to be
too
good.
much oil.
It's too little oil. 61 asoinim. Too much flour. Too much flour. So you say you can't say you call it oil kibila dami because it's too much flour versus one look. Says you want to need here. Do you have to learn just because the first case you learned pshat by the yitzika was done by a zor and not by a kohen? You don't have to say by belila the same pshat. It says midi hagdis, meaning lo yatzak the pshat will be lo yatzak kohen al azar, and lo balal. What does it mean that he skipped belila? Lo balal klal. He didn't do belila at all. That's Nishlenin. It has to be uniform, the same shot by each case. No, each case is a different shot.
So therefore it's ma'akif.
So it is ma'akif. It's meaning it's shalei bal klal. It's kosher. That it's going to be kosher. Yitzika only by
What's it in?
there. It's kosher.
Oh, kosher.
But if there was no yitzika at all, then it's possible because we have two psukim saying yitzika, or because of minchasi, because of the miyut. By belila, we don't have such a thing. By belila, if he didn't do belila,
So if a zod does the yitzika, so therefore it's not an avodah then? Why
it's
is
still
why is it good?
because as long as mekmitza v'heilach is the havidus of the kohen. Everything before the kmitza could be done by Yizar. Yeah. So the Gemara, so loy bala klal. Okay. It says he broke it into big zlaba pieces. Shade, it's still going to be kosher. In fact, you want to. What do I need the Mishnah to tell us that? The hashta im loy pasas klol. Shade madach, if he didn't break it at all, we say it's kosher. Piece of merubis, if he made big pieces, for sure it's going to be kosher. Abi shtiklach. In fact, you want to my piece of merubis. Yeah. In fact, you want to my piece of merubis. What does it mean? Big pieces. Sheribe b'psisin. I'm learning pshat. It means not big pieces. Sheribe b'psisin means he made too many pieces. He broke it too many. It's a too kleinschke shtiklach. Very small. Made mamish crumbs. In such a case, we don't have. So I would have thought the mincha won't be kosher. That's why the Mishnah has to tell us that it's kosher. As long as it's big pieces, it looks like a challah. Just like, and a challah is good. It looks like untouched because he did big pieces. But once he crumbles it, it doesn't look like challah. It doesn't look so. Maybe it's not going to be kosher. Yeah, everybody's saying if you want, mamish. Maybe it's talking about big pieces. Hasam who when he doesn't touch it, if he didn't touch it, you have the din challah. You have it. It's called challahs. It's not called kicking wafers. Oh, it's a geisa challah. If he didn't touch it, it's going to be a big challah. When he breaks it, you're right. It's small challahs. But he says it still has the din of challah. The loy taris challah. He doesn't have a din of challahs. The loy taris psisnika, and he doesn't have the psisim small pieces because it's big. Kamash Malan, he comes to tell us it's still going to be kosher. Let us say our mission doesn't follow Reb Shimon. And Tanya that we learned about Reb Shimon, any kohen that says this avodah of the Kohanim is a aufgemachte Baba Meise. It came from Moshe Rabbeinu's stomach, he says. Then he doesn't get a part of the matnas kahuna, the sheikh that the Kohanim get, the thigh, the pulkas. He doesn't get to eat. He doesn't get anything. If it's a kaifa, you open your mouth. That's what you get. Nothing. Shenever, like it says in the pasuk, only those that are makriv and are believers, he shall get the right thigh as a present because he's made the ba'aveda. Somebody who's made the ba'aveda has a chelik v'kehuna. Sheina made the ba'aveda ain't like chelik v'kehuna. Ve'ein li ela zubavad. And he says the kohen has to be made to these avodas. V'nayin l'rabbis. He can be koifer in any of the avodas. So he says v'nayin lanu l'rabbis shu tzarich l'heidas gam mechamesh es avodas. How do we know he has to be made in all 15 avodas? So he brings you down. No, he's going through it now. You know what? Because we just said in the Mishnah, Rapsis is making pieces of amlichus, salt, and yadaf is the waving. V'ha'agoshes and bringing it to the southern western corner of the mizbeach. The mincha, v'akmitz is the scooping, v'aktar is the burning, v'amalikis is the cutting with the nail, ha'kabbalah is the receiving the blood, the keli hazois and the spraying of the blood, v'hashkos isha seita the maim hama'arim. Egla, and the breaking the neck of an egla arufa when there's a mace found between two cities. So the dead person closest to whatever city it is, we do the egla arufa. Taras hamitzeda, when it says kapayim and the duchening the bich kayanim, meim bebifnim in the base that make this beim machutz inside. In the which one?
Egla was done by Azor. Doesn't have to be Chachamim these days.
No, but the tefillah was done by Kohanim.
Which one?
The tefillah, it was a tefillah that was said. It was only said by the Kohanim said the tefillah.
Oh,
by the Egla Arufa, yes. Anyway, so and he says Nesis Kapayim Machutz. Machutz means in the Batik Nesis that was in every city. Menayin, how do we know? Somebody who wants to take a chelik in the Kadoshim, he has to agree to these avodas. Tamad Leimah B'nei Arein Leisi Yeshoik Hayamin Lamana. To him, he should get the right thigh. Shekol avodah Mesilut B'nei Arein. Any avodah that was given over to the children of Adam, Kol Koyin Sheina Meida Ba Ein Like Chelik Gehuna. Any koyin that's not made it doesn't get a chelik Gehuna. So what do you see? These 15 avodas has to be. How do you prove that he's Meida in the avodah? Because he does the avodah, and one of the avodas he mentioned is a yitzika, and you said a yitzika bazar is kosher. Amar Rav Nachman, loy kasha, it's not a kasha. Kan b'minchas koyanim. So by minchas koyanim, only the kohen. Kan b'minchas yisol. What's the difference? Minchas yisol, the bas kmitza. Minchas yisol has kmitza. So bizim kmitza, the yitzika belila is till the kmitza. That's mutabazah. Aber b'kmitza hey look, his not mitzvah's going up. So that's why by a regular minchas yisol, he's allowed to do Zor can do yitzika belila till the kmitza. From the kmitza on is by the kohen. And leaving the yitzika belila shekshera bizah that it's going to be kosher. Minchas kohen labas kmitza. There's no kmitza, so may cut it by your kohen right from the beginning. Of minchas kohen has to be done by your kohen. Minchas kohen, if he's a minchas chayta or whatever, we had a lot of. Rabba said to Rav Nachman, there's no kmitza. No, it's all burnt. Only by Zar. Where do you know Bechlal the whole Avodah of Yitzika? Minchas Yisol. You learn it out from the Minchas Yisol. So Ma Hasam Ksheder B'Zah, just like by a Mincha of a Yisrael, Yitzika Belila is Kasher B'Zah, Av HaChanami Ksheder B'Zah. So too here, by Minchas Kain, you're learning it out from Minchas Yisol. It should be Kasher B'Zah. Iknei Am Nachman Lo Kasher. Kan B'Nikmatzis. He doesn't use mincha. In the kmatzis, it could be even by nesachim, by liquid. He wants to bring out. Can't change the kmatzis. What does that mean? So by nikmatzis, by even the minchas nesachim is nikmatzis. He's adding. But till now we only spoke about flour. This ikadami is adding nesachim. So what does he say? That Rav Nachman says it's not a kasher. Those that we said that he could do, the Azar could do Yitzika Belila, is talking about those minchas that have kmitza. Kan and the Brais of Rav Shimon, who says that kmitza can only be done by a kohen, is b'shein nikmatzis, by such a carbon that there's no kmitza.
So what do you mean it could be done by a kohen if there's no kmitza?
It means it's only can be done by a kohen if there's no kmitza. It's the whole thing is a minchas kohen. Yeah, Amalei Rava Mechti. How do you know in the case of Einik Matzes that you have the Havodah of Yitzika Belila? Minik Matzes from the minchas that have Kmitza. But says Gemara, Kanik Matzes. Mahasam just like Shedibazal, just like by Nik Matzes, till the Kmitza, the Yitzika Belila is Kash Bazar. Afachanamik Shedibazal. So to here we should say by Minchas Kain should be Kasher Bezah, the Yitzika Belila. Says Gemara Ala Machvarta, only like we said before, that Masnisin, the like Reb Shimon, that our Mishnah does not follow Reb Shimon. We have time? 1 minute and a half. Okay, Ala Machvarta. That's it.